Hello everyone, welcome to Summer Serenity, a virtual card hop using Delicate Dreams Suite. I am Rosanne, a paper crafter, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You can find all of the information for this card hop if you would like to get in on the PDF, which is a very extensive PDF that Karen, my friend, and I chose this Delicate Dream Suite and created the 6 cards. It is, I'm not going to show you it, but it is, some edits in the back, but it is about 14 pages. It gives you all of the measurements, the cutting guides, pictures of items, and the cutouts, the instructions to adhere everything, the stamp sets, all of the numbers, and the whole supply list for this to put it together. This card is called Funfold Flowers and Ribbons. I use the Delicate Dreams Suite, and I'm just going to give you a close-up of this card. Okay, and the foil on it. And this is all part of the Delicate Dreams Suite. My cards have a lot of detail, and this one has several ribbons. There are 1, 2, 3 colored thread ribbons or linen threads, and then the ribbon that comes with the suite. I also did all of these cutouts, and it has this little flap with a message, and then we will be able to stamp inside and decorate this with paper or a stamp as you choose. Let's start and put this beautiful card together. And I do give you some alternate choices. I'm actually going to do an alternate background of one of the other foil specialty papers that comes. This foil specialty paper pack comes with the suite when you purchase the suite, as well as the regular foiled specialty paper, because the regular double-sided DSP has foils in it on one side for each one of those. So each suite that I do, I keep in these envelopes that I purchased at Amazon. I purchased on Amazon, and I keep all of my papers, all of my ideas, my pictures of my cards, any other like ribbons and threads. I have one of the ribbons, the gray one, on my desktop here because I'm going to be using that in a little bit, and I'm going to be using these. So what I do is just go to this. I keep my stamp set and dies in here. Everything fits in here nicely. It's, it has several, a couple packs of the DSP. I just thought I'd share that with you. So this is the card we're making, and this is another one of the papers, and I'm going to use this paper instead today. I have an extra base. I'm going to just get my bone folder and burnish this down a little bit more. I used a thick cardstock, which I often do for my designed cards, and I'm going to adhere this with a regular tape runner. You use your tape runner, whatever you like. I know there's a lot of different tape runners out there. Often I do use my Stamp and Seal, but I am low on that right now. So, and I like how this runs smoothly and fast, and that's what I want to do here. So I'm going 1/8 of an inch and right around with that, okay? And then I'm going to put this on, but it's going to be 1/16 of an inch all the way around, okay? And I'm holding both sides so that I can get this evenly down. And there I have it. I see the 1/16 of an inch, and I'm controlling it with my fingers and my thumbs. And that's the technique I use. I'm getting out that little bit of tape to adhere this. That is the technique I use every time, and it works great. I won't be giving you any measurements for the things that I'm doing today, because this is a class that I have customers who've paid for the PDF and purchased product, and they are ready to go. So they're viewing these. You can also do that. It's still available, and you can purchase the product and get the PDF, as I said before, from me or from Carrie, either one of us, and check out, you know, her stuff as well, her videos that she is doing. We are going every other day. So I'm on days 2, 4, and 6, and she is on days 1, 3, and 5. So there are 3 choices of this specialty designer series paper, and these are 2 of the choices. So I decided to go with this one. Any one of them would go, but the reason I did was because this worked out really well with the same floral little branches that are beautifully metallic. So you could go this way, or you can flip it and go this way, and you decide which one you like better. When you do it this way, you're not going to see much of this anyways, okay? But it's up to you, you know, whichever way you want to do it. And this is upside down, so I would have to do another piece of paper. So what I'm going to do is keep it, yeah, because that's all upside down. So I'm going to keep it this way because that's the way I had thought of doing it. And no matter what, you have the same pattern, so they all go together. And I wanted to show you the inside of this card. They all say the same thing. I have 3 versions, and this one is the other leaf, copper leaf specialty designer series paper. Again, I'm burnishing it down, and I am just going to adhere it with the regular tape runner. I am eyeballing the center. Okay. I emphasize that these are evergreen, that you can use any designer series paper, any colored cardstocks, and use this same design, same cuts, just make it a different card. I am going to stamp the 2 sentiments in hydrangea hue, and I brought in the blues and these green colors to break up all of the browns and beiges. If you haven't seen the Delicate Whispers stamp set, I am using Hello Friend, and I am going to be using these, and I'm doing secondary stamping with this, and hope you feel your best soon in the little inside flap. So there is the stamp set, and even though these come in 2 separate pieces for the bundle, and as part of the suite you get 2 packages, I bring it down to 1 package, and I keep everything in here. And I'm giving you some organization tips today. I buy these on Amazon, and they do come with little plastic envelopes, and I use the plastic envelopes. I did a little video on it already. And I use those plastic envelopes for the extra pieces that I die cut out. These are great, big set, those little daisy flowers, tons of leaves, tons of little items that you can stamp and cut out. And you're going to see me use all of those. So for the new felted ink pads, you need to stamp, 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 pat, 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 and you're pounding on it. These do hold a lot of ink, and they hold the ink well. So, and this is the beautiful hydrangea hue that is so popular. Everyone loves this color, including me. I love the blues anyways, so, and you know what, there's a little imperfection. You can always use your oopsie side. I pressed a little bit too hard on that U. Okay, let me try it again. And you have to like it, so that's better. Okay. So again, I am using the hydrangea hue. I'm going to bring this up a little bit and show you the stamp off of, again, hydrangea hue. Sometimes my stamp cases are upside down, whatever. And I'm going to show you a little technique, and you probably have seen it or know it. So you stamp up, and I'm using this cute little floral stamp, okay? And I'm going to stamp off. Oops, I messed that up. I have my mat underneath, which is a great item, and I'm hoping that I get, yes, what I want. stamp off, and then I'm going to twist it and go right here with that. Stamp off and go right there. I'm giving it this whimsical look. Oh, there we go. And I'm just going to do the end right there. And I'm going to bring it back up closer so you can see me stamp. I'm using Hope You Feel Your Best. And I'm just going to line it up on this grid. It's a couple times that I've done it that it's crooked when I've done it myself. So, okay, stamp, stamp, stamp. And again, I'm going to just do this sort of in the center. And I'm just holding it. I'm not pressing too hard. This is going to be really thick with the ribbons and everything else. So I'm going to adhere this piece now, and I'm going to make sure that it is inside here and covered and even. Okay, so I'm going to go up a little bit with it when I put it down. And again, I'm just using my regular tape runner, lots of tape runner on this one. And I don't have my acrylic mat. It's behind me, but so I'm just going to go for it. The acrylic mat picks up all the tape so you don't get it on your tables, etc. I have no idea where that little piece came from. Get it off. And I just want to get the top of this and the bottom. Sometimes when you run your tape runner, you don't get those sides, the bottom and tops. So, okay. There's that little piece again. So that is covered. On to the ribbon. I have my little acrylic mat, and I am putting some at the two ends, and I'm going to attach my smaller piece of ribbon. And you have an entire section on the PDF that tells you exactly, I'm going to put it here too, because I don't have, that is sticky, and it tells, excuse me, the ribbon section, I did everything as a full PDF, so you cut everything first. And you have a full packet of paper. You could actually share and purchase the suite with a friend, and the two of you, I'm going to need more tape on this side. I didn't look at it evenly. The two of you can actually share and do a half a packet each and make multiple cards of this, okay? And I did adhere this all down, so I'm going to get my little spatula, or you can get your pick tool, and I'm just going to lift this right here so that I can get my ribbons around it. And I need one more ribbon. If you can see how beautiful this ribbon is, it has like a silkiness to it, and the other side is also pretty, but this side is really pretty. It does have that silky, and I'm going to start with that because the silky is on this side. And I'm just going to lift this now that I forgot. I didn't do this on my original card, and I forgot. I'm going to use whatever, my bone folder, my pick tool, my spatula here. The pick tool has a little spatula, a mini spatula, so you can use that. And I do use a few dimensionals, but they are on the florals. Okay, so I am going to do this roughly, if you can see, and it was movable, but now that I have tape on that, so it's just like a hair up, and I'm evening it, so just about that much from the top. And you will be able to adjust it. You should be able to move this, but don't glue it down like I did and forget. Okay, and I'm just gonna make a bow, and you could do all of these together, but they sort of lose, they lose it. And I do not put a knot here. That's the trick, so that it's not super bulky. And I start off small, but you can, and it's just like tying your shoes, the exact same thing. And then you can go bigger with it. You can adjust it, and I play with my ribbons a lot, and tighten it. And if you put your finger here and tighten each side, there you have it, okay? And if you don't want it to be that big, but mine is really that big on the original as well, okay? And so when I'm tightening, and I hold on to that to keep that knot tight, okay? And then you can twist and adjust as you want. Okay, mine is like this though. And then what I did was took these and threaded them underneath again and did the same thing and did bows for each one of these. You could do all three of these together, which would look nice. Let's try that. Even though I did them single, so you can watch me do this. Okay. And again, I need something here. Okay, there we go. And you can use glue dots again underneath here afterwards if you need to push it down. Because now I pulled it all the way up. And this is a little bit of a struggle when you do it this way instead of doing them single. And then I'm going to even them out. I love ribbons and the threads. I don't use them on every card. I didn't use them on the other card. Now this one I knotted. Okay. Tight. And again, just like you're tying your shoelace. Same thing. Okay, and then fluff them out. Okay. I love pretty things like this, and it's nice to do multiple ribbons. And there you have it. And there is your ribbons. I have a little video on making ribbons, and I do love them. See, and that's sealed right back down. So you didn't need any glue dots. So, so cute. And you can pull them around this one and, you know, get them in there and fluff around with them. But you don't want me doing this because I will just keep playing and playing with my little ribbons. Yeah, and that, it just looks so cute. The special is, look at that. Also, I add in these ribbons, and I will send them to you for free if you can't get them. This one you can get, but these two, this one is no longer available, and I'm not sure if the espresso is available. I don't think it is, but you know, maybe you have some in your stash, but if you need them and you buy the suite or the bundle from me, depending on which one you buy, the suite is going to have everything. It's going to have this ribbon. It's going to have all the papers. And like I said, share it. Get a friend, and one of you purchase it and share it. You will get your Stampin' Rewards. I am using the Stampin' Blends, Old Olive Light and Dark, and Hydrangea Blue, Light and Dark. And Hydrangea Blue is one of the in colors of 2026. It came out in March. Every year they come out with new in colors and take out a set of in colors. The in colors stay in for 2 years. I am going close up, and I lightly dotted, and I'm going to do the light on this. And these are two different dies. Take a look at them. This one curves with the point here. This one curves with a point to the left. This is to the right. They are two separate dies. This one is going to go on top, and this one's going to go underneath. So let's color these in. I love this. And you just need little dots of color. And you could even watercolor them lightly if you wanted to. I think that's a little bit hard to do. And it's very, very quick. And you're just dotting the flowers, tiny, tiny bits, without going outside of the lines. It's intricate, but it's so fast and easy. And it just brings out, again, you need another color in there. You can't have it all brown and beige. And this hydrangea hue is in the papers. So I wanted to make sure I brought it in with these die cuts flowers stamped. So I stamped the image first, and then I die cut it. And you could use the mini die cutter for these. I think all of my dies for this set can go in the mini die cutter. The beauty of having the regular size die cutter is you get a lot more use out of it, and you can cut more dies. So you can, you know, do all of your dies at once. Where with the mini die cutter, you can't do all of those at once. So I think I got, sometimes I miss a flower. And I did the light ones on that. You can go back over and darker if you want. And I'm going to do the light blender with this set. And I might go over it, but I don't know. And again, if you just dot lightly, it's just a light touch and you can stay right in the lines. Okay, going over the die cuts. I stamped this in Mossy Meadow, by the way. So the whole outside is Mossy Meadow, the leaves exteriors. You can go back over it in a darker color if you'd like and put a little bit of that in. I stamped this old olive paper cardstock and I stamped it in Mossy Meadow. And this is in Mossy Meadow, so you can see the difference, old olive and Mossy Meadow. This is another leaf print. And then these are two dies. Two separate ones. This one's thicker, a little bit wider, and this one's bonier. This one reminds me of the bones of a fish. And this one, I made this as a shadow, and I'm going to adhere it. And this is the same die, okay, just not stamped and done in Mossy Meadow, okay. So I use a lot of Mossy Meadow and a lot of old olive. This is the only, you can also do this one instead. If you only have the old olive, you can do it in old olive. And I did that and I stamped it. I stamped this. If you only have Mossy Meadow, because you're doing all of these in Mossy Meadow, this Mossy Meadow, you can do. And I stamped it in Mossy Meadow. Excuse me for misspeaking. So this is the old olive one and this is the Mossy Meadow. But I wanted that little bit of contrast and I'm bringing in those greens and those blues. Okay, I am going to use tape runner. This is when this mat is fantastic, but that just took all of that. Okay. And you only need a little bit, and I'm just going to leave it on here, and you can even stick it down, and you'll be able to get it up. So I don't need too much on that bottom edge. And so, yeah, you're just adhering a little bit of adhesive here and there on this leaf, just gently. If you have one of those sticker ones, or you can do the sticker sheets and die cut with that on the sticker sheet. And that would really help alleviate that. So these are all getting tape runner. That's it. No glue. Okay. I have 2 dimensionals on the back of this. This is the only one that is getting the 2 dimensionals. And this is getting tape runner. Okay. And I really didn't need it up at the top here. So I'm going to just rub it off with my fingers. I do have a glue eraser. So I'm going to attach this. Making it an offset. And giving it a little bit more, you know, making it stand out a little bit, okay? So there we have that. This is getting tape runner, and we're going to tape it down. Take a close-up screenshot of this so you can see where you're going to put things. Giving you time to do that. And I am going to adhere this piece. Now, you want to make sure that you can open this. And if you notice here, that is the only leaf that is that far away. Otherwise, it'll get stuck. And believe me, how do I know? I did it 3 times. Okay, so you want to make sure that, and this can be off on this side, but it cannot be too far off. See, so now that'll open nicely, okay? And I'm tacking that down. You don't need, and I don't have tape on this bottom edge because you don't want that to stick, okay? And then I'm going to do this leaf piece, and I'm going to cut it. I have cutting scissors that have glue on them. I do clean them. And I'm going to cut off that edge. And I might not need all of this, so I might save some of it. See, again, I can't have this over here. So I think what I did was I cut off. I don't need this piece because it's not going to show up. I can use it for another card or some decorating. I'm going to stick that on there and stick this one on here. And then I will put them on some leftover wax paper. Okay, so let me see if I can get this hanging out. Yes, I did. So I put that, I angled it, and I put it way below. Okay, right there I'm going to put it. And I am going to put my leaf on. And again, I cut this down, but I'm going to leave it all. I'm going to put it right there. And there's no real rhyme or reason, okay, that you have to, you know, have it a certain way. And then I'm going to put my little blues in. And I did the darker side. This was two-tone paper, so I used the two-tone cardstock. That's the 12 by 12 cardstock. So you can do either side, but this is the blue. So if you didn't have the two-tone, that's what I did. And I filled in these little gaps there. And then I did one that sticks out on this side. Okay. And I'm rubbing off a little bit of that glue. And actually, you know, it's all going to be on where this one falls. Yeah, and that's good. So I'm not being fussy, but I'm going to move my ribbons out and then I'll put them back. Let me make sure. It's so important that I am in screen. Okay, and I'm going to attach that down. So it looked like so much. I'm going to move it over a little bit so that you can see my other pieces. And sometimes you might have to, you know, just maneuver these a little bit. But you can see them all. They're all there. Okay. And then this is where you push up your ribbon a little and then bring it down. And you have that sticking up. And there is this very whimsical fun fold. And we've got to put on the other, this little pink thread just wants to stick there. It keeps coming back. So, yeah, that's all stuck down. I don't know why I keep wanting to push on it. I want to get this off. So know that you don't need that much adhesive. I'll play with that later. Let's put this sentiment on. Oh, I put thank you kindly. I even used the wrong. Okay, I'm going to redo that right now. So I quickly went and stamped Hello Friend. And this is what I was talking about. Just put them on wax paper and then put them in a little baggie. And I'm going to keep this other sentiment. And I'll save it. I have a little glass dish on the side for extra little pieces. And then I clean it all off. I also put those pieces there when I started this project, the pieces that I needed. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere this and center it. Again, bringing in those touches of blue and the floral. And then I'm going to add it right here without any other stuff. And making sure, again, that you can open it. So you don't want this hanging over too far. And I can open that without folding and bending these flowers. And if I needed to trim this a little, I could. On my original one, I did do a little blending lightly, if you can see that, of the blue, hydrangea blue. I could still do that, but I'm going to leave it plain, this one. But I just wanted to mention that with a blending brush, I use the hydrangea hue. A lot of times I call it hydrangea blue, like I just did. And I'm going to cover up that stem for the most part. And let me see. See, I can't. I'm going to trim that stem. And never like press and adhere it really fast. Always give yourself time for adjustments. And since you're not going to see these anyways, I just trim that. And I'm going to bring this in so that it doesn't get stuck. And again, I didn't need it to go all that way. I'm just taking my finger and getting rid of the glue, and I just got rid of it. This side is fine. And the same thing with this. I'm just going to lightly, because this is really fragile, I'm just going to lightly do it with my finger instead of like the glue eraser. And if you have a powder heat emboss, the powder sack that comes with that set, you can just rub that on there and all of that glue will come off immediately. But I got it off. Okay, so there we have that. We're just going to decorate the envelope and the inside of the card. And I just wanted to tell you that these are very modern looking backgrounds, okay? So they're very different for a card, but I really like the papers. How do you incorporate them? And I think I gave you some good ideas of incorporating other colors on top of them and covering, you know, the major parts of it. And I really like these both. I at first thought, how am I going to use these papers? And I really fell in love with it. That's what I'm trying to say. And I only do things that I really, really like. You know, I like the regular DSPs. These foils were a little hard to work with, but I brought them in. And the other one is a leaf print, and they're very pretty. They really accentuate the card. This card is like one of those cards that's a card double. As you see, it stands up and it's very pretty. You could make a gift card holder in here, a little pocket. Since this is a get well card or a thinking of you card, hope you feel better soon. So, and I know exactly who I'm going to give this to. And I'm just going to adhere this quickly without grabbing my mat. Okay, and I'm going to do it up this way. Here you have two versions of this card, and it could be any version you want it to be. Part of the suite is the natural matted dots. So I'm going to add the blue ones. And this is how you use it. The putty side, you just push off. And I'm going to get one under there and one over here and a third one. I like to do threes. I will add one big one. You got to move your putty. Push. Yeah. I'm on the tail end of this one, you know, because it's all the way down here. I have another one right next to me to put on, but I'm trying to just do this. Okay. Helps if I go like this. Yeah. And I got the putty on there. I should have just done it with my fingers. I'm going to have to do that. Okay. Enough of that. I'm going to put one. Sometimes you don't need a third one, but I like to do threes. I don't want to put it on there. Wow, I've never had this much trouble. I'm going to put it up here. It might be a little hidden, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, triangle. I wanted to quickly show you this envelope, which I just stamped with that one stamp. I am going to adhere this piece to the envelope. I'm going to do the paper thing. And I want to have these flowers up on top here. And I know that I'm going to cut off a bit of this. So let me see where it ends up as far as the florals go. So right to here, so I know where to tape. Okay, I'm gonna go on the edge here. Normally I cut it right to the piece, and you go right under the folded edge. And if I need any more, no, I got it. I got it good. Okay, so I'm gonna save this piece because I can reuse that. So I'm gonna cut across. Normally I go right around. I'm gonna go right across here. Sorry. Let me go out a little bit. Okay. And but you can measure and see what you need. Cut off. This is a great piece to use at the bottom of a card. And there you have your gorgeous card. Let me pull in, you got all my stuff on the other side there. You have this gorgeous card with a fun-filled message inside and all beautifully decorated. Inside, you can stamp a sentiment, write a nice note. I am going to do an extra little piece on a gift card and how easy it is to make. You can find it on some of my other videos because I often do gift cards. And I decided to do this gorgeous paper on the outside as well. And there you have your beautiful, beautiful card all done, ready to give to someone. Thank you for watching. Come back for day 5 and 6. I will be on day 6. Karen, my friend and colleague in Stampin' Up, is doing day 5. Thank you for watching and happy crafting. And I forgot to tell you one more thing. Make sure you look at the description, follow the links. Please subscribe, comment, and like on my videos. It really helps me. It encourages me to keep going and knowing that you are enjoying these videos. Some nice little comments would be great. Happy crafting. Thank you. From Rosanne Perla, Studio Cafe 315.